got cut because I got some comments that people couldn't hear me. So I went and checked my mic. Everything's working well. So we'll see what's up with this now. This cutie little deck. And we're just going to hang out. Hopefully the people that were here before can sign back in and keep hanging out. But if not, I understand. Hi, how are you? Okay, I'm going to give it a second. You guys can get ready, and hopefully you can still hear me on the mic while I go make my tea so I can keep talking to you. Or you could just hear me kind of making noises, but either way, it's gonna be cool. Okay. Hopefully I'm gonna get a bunch of comments that say, hey, how are you? I can see you. Hi. Okay. Alrighty. Hello, hello. How are you? I'm great. How are you? Where are you tuning in from? More. Yeah, it's getting cold. Okay. Cool. All right. Hopefully this works now. Everybody can hear me. And it's all good. I don't like this. No, yay! Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. You can hear me now? Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Um, but either way, I fixed it. It's all good. Thank you for letting me know. And I appreciate the nice comments on my haircut. And this is actually after I slept on it all night. So, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Um, yeah. I honestly, I needed to cut my hair. I just, I mean, I loved my hair, and I still do, and I'm gonna shave it. So I'm glad that you guys like it this way, but I actually just got my trimmers yesterday, so I'm gonna buzz it um all the way. Not like skin tight, but like a two or something, like very short. Um, just because I like it like that, and it is um, it's for myself. So right now it's just me, uh, you know, enjoying the space in my head. Pretty cool. Thank you so much. I mean, I had a bald head for quite a few years, and um, it really was just so much easier on me, especially as somebody who can get mentally overstimulated and have a lot of small things that feel really overwhelming very quickly. Um, my hair was a big one for a long time. No, I'm still gonna cut it, but I'm glad that you like it. Yeah, you can't have the habit of telling women what to do. Oh, thank you so much. I haven't been to California in like honestly way too long. Um, the last time I went to California, it's like 2016. No, no, I went back after that. That's way too long. Thank you, sweetie. The beaches are nice, and people, that is for sure. And California has really good food. Like I love the food in California. Um, yeah, and the weed and the people. Straight up, the people in California are totally worth it. It is true. Your hair is long. Cool. How long? You know, I find that the guys that have long hair were always way cooler about me cutting my hair short. Um, Typically, it's because you don't want anybody to tell you what to do with your hair either. Sounds so good. It's a mix of all cultures here. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's also the fact that it's so nice, like weather wise and like geographically, that it's like there's very few things that you could actively be upset about for really long term while having such a beautiful place. You know, and I think that that sometimes is a really a really big factor how people's environments affect them. People that live in warmer climates tend to have better lives. They just are happier because they have more shit to do and they like where they live. Like it, it's it's a big deal. I mean, I thought about moving to California for a long time. I used to live on a boat for 8 years in Marina Del Rey. Cool. I don't have a boat anymore, but soon gonna get another one. Good for you. That'd be so cool to have a boat. I don't know if I could live on a boat though. I'm not that good around water, but not that I'm not that good around water. I just don't know that I could do it forever. Me too. Cheers. So true. So true. You can learn so much from other people's lives and other people's cultures are so beautiful. It's really incredible that there's countless ways of living your life, and all of them can be ceremonious and celebrate community or have like individual practices. Um, yeah, I completely agree. That was exactly what I was gonna say. Cool. Well, yeah, yeah. I had a friend that lived on their boat too in Brooklyn. Even though there's not, it's not the same, environment as living on a boat in California. That's so cool, man. I mean, maybe I would like living on a boat. I don't know. I've never done it. I have entertained living in a tree though. Something about living in like a giant tree house would be so cool. Your best friends are Mexicans. Nice. Love it. Yeah, Mexican food is so fucking good. Their culture is amazing. The people are so nice. See, living in a treehouse would be fucking cool. You guys get it. Absolutely. And like I've always been a trees girl. Like, don't get me wrong. I love the ocean. Yeah, I would live in a treehouse, no problem. For fucking sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I've always just been a tree girl, a mountain girl. Like I like the air. You're an earth sign. Yeah, I was just about to say. That's really cool. Native American, Indian, citizen, Cherokee tribe, and a little German. So cool. One with the earth. I love that. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like that there's honestly, once I started learning about astrology and the fact that cool, dude, you both live in so cool places. Like I have also wanted to live in Australia so bad, but but I've seen the spiders. Your mom's side is native. Cool. My mom's side is Taino, but I don't know like anything about it. And obviously, the history of Native American tribes has been like erased. And Australia is not really the insects. That's not bad. The spiders are okay. Okay, cool. I mean, if you can handle it, then I'm down. I'm down. I've always been down for Australia. I've heard so many amazing things. My family's from Boston. Cool. My brother lives there now. Yeah, I actually was in Boston in March, the end of March. There's still a good portion of tribes, but yeah, they got screwed over. Yeah, yeah, that part's um hopefully being rewritten now in a way. Because I do feel like people are stepping up to preserve what we have now and to do what we can to protect these communities. Come visit you. Thanks. On a scale of 1 to 10, girl, you walked into the wrong conversation for questions like that. Okay, hold on a second. Government. Mm, 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 mm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, oopsie. Yeah. Live in Utah. It's a big native state. That's so true. Beautiful places to hike. Yo, that's such a good point. I've seen some beautiful pictures of Utah. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? And you know what? Sometimes I feel like that is like an American disservice that we have done to the people to straight up just make everybody think that the only places that are worth visiting are big cities or places outside of the country because it was a dinosaur town. I bet. But yeah, like there's so many beautiful places, especially even like I live in upstate New York, and I feel like as somebody who grew up in the city, you're told, first of all, everybody in New York City is like, everybody is like conditioned to believe that one, it for sure is the greatest city in the world, therefore, that makes you the greatest people in the world. And there's so much weirdness around it. Like people will get so caught up. Your sister lives in Brooklyn, nice. And Brooklyn's nice. But the thing is that people will be convinced that Brooklyn is the greatest place in the entire world and that there's no other good places in the world, so don't go anywhere else. And there's this weird mentality around that. People get so convinced that New York is the only good city, and then they don't want to go anywhere else. Or they just spend so much money living there that they continue to convince themselves that it's worth it because it's the greatest city in the world. But there's literally so many nice places that are not, they're not New York City. Like there's nice cities in New York State, and people will be like, I won't go because it's upstate. And it's like, she's crazy, lived there and has no car. Exactly. That's exactly the point. And that's another thing. I feel like it's just cognitive dissonance because the reality is that people will pay so much money to stay there that they can't leave, or that they, Carta investment firm, not Carta like the um e-rig, because that would be cool. No, like I think that people really spend so much money to stay there that it is like you have to convince yourself that it's worth it because you can barely leave. And most people can't afford to leave. I need to come back to the United States. I mean, it's definitely cooler to visit than it is to live. I don't know. I've never been there. Where? New York? It's okay. It is okay. There's still plenty of great things about it. But I think that there's just been a lot of things that have been hyped over time that feel like, I don't know. I mean, and this is obviously coming from personal experience where it's like I would never move to New York City again. And yeah, and you're still allowed to love it, and it is a highly unpopular opinion. But New York City is too much for me now. Like I'll go and I'm literally just like, this is making me want to take a nap. I'm exhausted listening to all of these people and sounds, and it smells so bad. It smells so fucking bad. Yeah, it's too expensive and overpopulated. Literally though. And I think people underestimate that, like especially once you're like, obviously once you live somewhere, you do get used to certain aspects of it that are special, and maybe, you know, you don't appreciate it as much. And and that definitely happened to me with New York City. Um it's just it just feels like a gigantic market. Like the whole city is a mall. That's what it feels like to me. Like the whole city is just a food court and a mall. And everything's on sale. Like, the whole place just feels like a marketing ploy. I'm like, this is way too much. I have got to get out of here. Um, yeah, New York City. Um, I send you my love, and I hope that you are healing. And I love what Mayor Mamdani's been doing because everything looks amazing as far as what he's been fixing. Yeah, it is too many buildings, and it is way too many fucking people. And I know that that sounds like a mean thing to say, but it's not. There's not that. It's just not supposed to be that many people in such a small place. The lights will inspire you. Adorable. I mean, it is beautiful and it has inspired millions of people. I'll drive there to visit, but not live. Yeah. Yeah. Um, and yeah, I know that alienates people sometimes when I talk about New York, but why do they call it a concrete jungle? Because everything's sidewalks. And the jungle part is because people act like animals. Wait, was that not? Um, yeah, concrete is all the sidewalks, and then the jungle is the animals, the people. Um, yeah, that's let's hear it for New York. Um, yeah, I think that New York sells. I think New York sells, and yeah, and it's the same as Los Angeles. It's the same. Like I think that a lot of these like major cities, um, just tried to completely redefine what it meant to be in a village or in a community. And oh, nice. And and the hard part is that it like overdid the convenience part, right? So I think that it was meant to be convenient that you had your grocery store right next to you, or it was meant to be convenient that you live so close to somebody else, or that you have security, or that you have, whatever. But then, right, those conveniences created other inconveniences. You're constantly hearing your neighbors, all of the traffic. um your your supermarket puts out more garbage, so your whole block is full of garbage. Like the aspect of being closer to those things created less space for every person. A lot of people are grandfathered in. It's so true. It's so true. You don't even know how many of my friends were still living like in their childhood rooms so that they could eventually, that would be their apartment or whatever. And it was like, dude, I couldn't I couldn't imagine um not having more space, or just not having like space to go outside and be in nature or in quiet. That was another thing. Like going outside in Brooklyn was one thing. Like, okay, sure, I was close enough to like walk to Prospect Park. It wasn't fucking quiet. Like you still had your headphones on full blast. You still have, you know, like a million people around you and everything is there. Yeah. And that was sorry, I keep hitting my mic. And that was a big deal to get out of that. Yeah, I live in the country now. I do. I live in the mountains, and um, and it's a lot better for me. Even just to be able to like go outside and walk by myself or hang out with my dog. And there's like cool little creeks near my house. I live more alone and not around a whole lot of people. Honestly, that's me too. And I so much better in the mountains. Nice. Yeah. I mean, I live with my mom, but I don't go out like a lot ever. And even still, I spend a lot of time by myself, um, just because I like it. Just because I like it. I prefer it, especially because I also have, um, especially the last few years, been focusing on my health, and it was taking up all of my time. So it wasn't even like it was an option to be doing other things. I do spend time with you. Nice atmosphere there. Thank you. Yeah. Well, that's another thing. I feel like there's part of the social media that feels like conveniently social, right? Because it's like you can end these interactions like as soon as you want. Like as soon as you're done talking to me, you literally just leave. Or if I said something that you didn't like, you just be like, fuck this chick, I'm out of here. When you get out, right? Because the difference is like having to leave somewhere, like I think that whole thing very different. Oh, get some rest, buddy. Thanks for joining. Yeah, that does happen. That's honorable. Get your rest. It is important. Thanks for joining, though. It was nice talking to you. Oh, that's way too hot. Have a beautiful day in California. Um, Sleep repairs the body. It's good for the soul. Yeah, one of the greatest books I ever read was Sleeping Your Way to the Top. And it is so incredible how sleep affects your brain and your body. It's nice chatting and seeing you live. Thank you. Take care. Thanks for joining. And I'll see you in the next one. Good night. Um, yeah, sleep is so important. So if you're looking for a book on sleep that'll like blow your mind, it's called Sleeping Your Way to the Top. I don't know who it's by, but I read this book quite possibly like 8 years ago, and it still makes me think about it all the time. Your real name is Thayer. Cool. Peace there. See you next time. Is this still gonna burn me? Definitely. 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 Um, Sleeping Your Way to the Top. And it basically talks about how we have been pushed this idea that if you sacrifice your sleep, you'll be more productive and you'll get more done, and that's like a waste of time, right? And the studies on sleep, and specifically chronic sleep deprivation, will blow your mind because people that miss sleep or don't make it a habit to prioritize their sleep will effectively have so many health issues specifically because of that. And I took that so seriously. I literally was like, if there's one thing I can do to heal my body, it is to sleep more. And it was like, even if you can't sleep throughout the night very well, to just to to prioritize taking naps or to sleep when you do get tired or whatever. And for years I did this. I finally had transitioned to content creation, and I was just like, if it was 2 o'clock, like literally like 2 p.m., 4 p.m., I would go to sleep for the night, and I would wake up at 9 p.m. or something, and I would be like, thank God I got 6 hours, or thank God I got 5 hours or something. And it was so weird. Like it literally threw my schedule for years. But the thing was that I needed the sleep so bad that I was just like, I don't care. Like nothing else is important to me right now. And I swear, it really 555. It really helped me in astronomical ways. Um, so if you don't sleep well, um, mm, mm, yeah, try to try to see if you can sneak in some naps. Um, because it makes such a big difference. And did you know, excuse me, did you know that if you are chronically sleep deprived, depending on how long, naps are the best. Depending on how long you've gone without like consecutive sleep, or let's say you're going like a straight shot, like you haven't slept in 2 days or something, and you try and drive, the cognitive effects are similar to alcohol. That's why you'll see people that will literally act loopy when they're super tired, because your brain processes this through the same lens of like reason, and you you literally make decisions from a similar place. Yeah, if you're exhausted, it will literally be as if you drank and then tried to make this decision. Isn't that crazy? Like especially being somebody that doesn't drink now, that's like a really crazy parallel to have, because I think that we do a lot to ensure that we're gonna make better choices for ourselves. And I don't think that yeah, like isn't that scary? It's like how how different is it to think that if you were at the end of a really long day, right? Let's say you had 16 hours at work or something crazy, and you've been awake for 20, and then somebody tries to be like, "Hey, can you help me really quick just solve this problem?" It's like you had a six pack, and then you were like, "Sure, let me help you." Like you would literally never do that. You would never do that. But cognitively, it's the same way, and that's obviously an exaggeration. It's not necessarily the same amount of alcohol, but it's the same in terms of trying to force yourself to make decisions from these places. Exactly. Exactly. That's the point. And the thing is that we also get other versions, like we get other people this way, right? It wouldn't even happen. And what's been challenging for me in a like possibly overly analytical way is when I hear or see other people that have problems with sleep, and I try to apply that in a sense to the way that they interact with me, right? Because I think that sometimes we see people and we automatically just assume everybody's supposed to be on their A game. Everybody's here. They must be 100%. And that's so wrong. Like the
the likelihood that more people are, you know, underfed, haven't slept, feeling like shit, dealing with something is much higher than the likelihood that they're like, you know, super duper 100 HP. So I think that kind of changed my perception of my own struggles when it came to sleeping, as well as how it was affecting other areas of my life. And I think that that was the biggest change for me, was feeling like there was one area of my life that I could attack that could truly spill over into these other areas, and that was to go after my sleep. And that wasn't what I was thinking at all. I think that that was really what had changed everything for me too, because it was like we are convinced that you have to work harder, you have to exercise more, you have to do more output is what you're going to get better of, right? But the reality is it was more input. I needed to sleep better, and sleeping better was going to fix my appetite, and it was going to help me want to exercise more. It was going to repair my body so that I wasn't in so much pain. And it was so much of my brain that could not process this information because of the sleep deprivation. The body needs rest, the brain needs rest, your fucking soul needs rest. My friend, I actually learned that there are 7 different kinds of rest very recently. It was Tim Fletcher, I think is his name. He's a YouTuber, awesome. It was literally like the first video I had ever seen of his, and he starts explaining how we can be burnt out in different categories. And that's why when you're resting in a different category, it doesn't feel adequate, right? So you can be emotionally burnt out by, extending empathy to somebody, or by having people that continuously bring you dramatic situations. You can be physically exhausted. Obviously, you know that one that requires physical rest. You can be uh, intellectually exhausted, whether it's trying to like find solutions or feeling like you just straight up think about things too much. Exactly. Supporting other people can be emotionally exhausting, and you literally need emotional rest. That's the thing. So that was also the thing that he was talking about. He was giving you the different types of rest, and then it was also that like for this kind of tired, you need this kind of rest. So if you do the physical rest and you're emotionally tired, it's not the same. You're not going to feel rested, because what you need is to stop supporting other people for a little bit. It's not the fact that you need to sit more. And that one blew my mind. And that blew my mind. That one blew my mind. I'm gonna even make a little clip of that. Because that one was really significant for me. I feel like, um, specifically for women, I feel like we don't necessarily, or we really didn't get a lot of validation around the emotional labor that we were supporting other people in a lot of different ways. So I think that now we're seeing how much that has been exhausting in ways that the physical rest would not mediate or mitigate. Um, and that's really important, right? I don't have to sit more. I have to stop taking on other people's shit. Big difference. Sitting? No, fine. I sit plenty. It's fine. But letting people emotionally dump on me? No, 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 no. That will be way more restful. And I think that sometimes the thing is that we don't necessarily associate that with people exhausting us in a way, because
sometimes it doesn't feel that way until you're like, wow, I'm really drained. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. And you know what? I'm starting to learn that as as challenging as it can be at first to one, like, stop the automatic assumption that you got it, right? Whether it's the fact that other people automatically assume that you got it or you automatically assume, oh, that's on me, right? And other people technically are this mirror to us, right? So when you start to say, hey, the same way I deal with my emotions personally, as an adult, privately, on my own, is in fact available to every other adult that relies on me to regulate their emotions. It's not comfortable. It's sometimes painful. It takes time. It takes practice. And that's also why 606, that's also why it's so important to sometimes take that step back. And I think when we know that we're contemplating a step back, it's typically because that's necessary to consider. And I think that again, not not coming in with more shame or more guilt typically works best, right? Having some compassion for yourself for being like, look, I understand that this may have worked for me in the past or that I may have been taught this, but it's not working for me now. And I know that a lot of that can be, honestly, a little funny. A little funny because I think I've been working through that a lot on my own, whether it's feeling guilty for just straight up letting other people deal with their own stuff. I don't know. Why would that make me feel guilty? We don't have to unpack my childhood right now. But having clarity on that, right? Sometimes even just straight up like seeing the picture and being like, why do you feel like of all of the things that you do that are too much for you right now? If you are physically tired, if you are emotionally tired, whatever it is that you feel that you need, of all of those things that you feel that you do, specifically the things that you do for yourself, those can't be cut off. You're not making more room for other people's needs anymore. You're making more room for your needs. And it's so insane that that really has been programmed as selfish when one in a lot of ways men have just been conditioned to think, hey, of course I'm going to feed myself, of course I'm going to take care of myself, of course I'm going to 44. and and in a lot of ways we've just accepted that those things are for those people and these things are for me. And for some reason, when you start to put yourself
first, as a woman, there is so many layers of when you were told not to do it, right? And I think that that part is a lot to unravel, especially when we get back to the whole like sleep is important, um, you know, prioritizing my food, prioritizing my environment, the things that make me feel good, taking rest when I need it, and not asking other people's permission in order to do that. Um, and I think that that's such a big deal once we realize that the layers really do get to the core of something deep here. And see, the funny thing is, I got a burp for confirmation. Excuse me. And the thing is that I speak from personal experience, but collectively, women are going through so many things together, and not just women, but I do focus on women. And I say that because one, we only just started focusing on women. And understanding that having information that is geared towards women is necessary. Um, so not only is it because it is meant to be inclusive for women, but it's also information for men. And if you see something like this and you're like, women don't do that much, then this is specifically something that you need to watch. Yeah, women do take on so much responsibility. And it's interesting because I feel like we have been taught to not only take on the responsibilities of those around us, but then in a way, we also then spread it to the other women in our lives. And I feel like it creates so much, honestly, like underlying tension and resentment because it's just more pressure on our relationships, and it's more caretaking. And the thing is that I love my female relationships. I love my girlfriends. I love all of the people that I know, whether it is a man or a woman or whatever. And the thing is that I can't be afraid to talk about my experience anymore for somebody who is going to say, wow, you know, if you think that me talking about my problems is a lot, then like we can't be friends kind of thing. And it's that that makes it even harder for women to talk about that because the reality is it's not a one off. The point is that it's all the time. And it's not just our friends or our family, it's fucking strangers. It's random people. It's like our coworkers, it's our bosses. It's the people that genuinely think that, like, oh, here's a woman. She wants to hear about my problems. And yeah, I think especially family gets pushed on women 100 times more than men. Like I don't think that the sons feel anywhere near as much responsibility for their parents as the daughters do because there was always a caretaking aspect that was coming from the daughters that the sons never had to. They were children, right? And see, the thing is that
as a child, that's not on the boys to recognize, but as an adult, it is. And it's also an obligation to honestly hear the experiences of the people in your life and not dismiss it, even if something that you had in the same fucking memory was not the same outcome or whatever, right? Like I think it's kind of crazy that um, now we're finally talking about how family dynamics were, right? Where it was like, look, I I'm half Puerto Rican and we spent a majority of the time for um, like holidays and things with my mom's family. And the Puerto Rican side is like women do everything. Women do everything, and men eat and they ask for more stuff. And that was like very much my experience of what men do in family. And that was like how you start setting things up for your daughters, for like for your nieces and 616. And this is not to be taken like an attack on family or culture or traditions because that's not the truth. Hi, thank you. It's hard for a single mom, especially a young daughter, seeing her mom struggle in life and surviving to provide food for their kids. Absolutely. Absolutely. And while my mom was married, she basically struggled like a single mom because my father was a third child. And it was like, okay, so now I stepped into the role of being like a second parent, literally being the youngest. And all of the responsibility was girls. But then the thing was that it was the women that got all the responsibility and the men that got all the privilege. It's insane to think that a dynamic like that wouldn't hold resentment after time, or that that would just be erased later, as if like that wasn't totally fucking unfair and now what, we're just equals. Like I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. That's kind of crazy to think. um I had to help my mom out. My dad was the same. Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. I feel like I'm talking from my personal experience, but also realizing that that is what helps me connect to other people that have had such similar experiences. Where it's like, look, I when I was growing up, I definitely thought I was the only person with a dad like mine. What? He acts like a child and throws tantrums and breaks shit? Yeah, nobody's dad acts like that because I never saw anybody's dad act like that. But then you end up internalizing that. And a lot of the time, I was even more embarrassed about his behavior than he was because I was the one going around fucking apologizing for it. And then eventually you start to realize how much responsibility that is for a little girl to be taking for a grown man's fucking behavior. What do you mean, sir? I'm fucking 13 apologizing for a 50-year-old? Like, ew, it is so embarrassing. And see, the thing is that now I don't feel embarrassed for me. I'm actually really proud of me because I was a little girl stepping up for an adult that could not and still to this day will not take responsibility for themselves, right? That's fucking embarrassing for him. That's fucking embarrassing for him. The idea that I would have a kid and they would have to defend me as a teenager or a child or at any point throughout their life because I was doing something insane. Never. Never. Fucking not even once. So, understanding how that essentially did shape me into who I am, but that's also how I'm meeting all of these other women and people in general that dealt with really similar situations. And your father got sick. Interesting. Ow, yeah, I think, and see, the crazy part is that I don't even think that women, I mean, obviously, women want less responsibility. We want to be able to take care of our basic needs, and that's not a big fucking ask. But I think that 55, 55, I think that when it comes down to it, like, we've been so burnt out into the I don't want to take care of anybody anymore, right? 414. What is this? My mom is oral now. That's a burden. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, dude. My dad got sick too, and he moved out of the country. And he moved out of the country. The greatest thing that he could contribute was starting to take care of himself. And I hope he got better, but I also kind of don't give a shit. Um, and that's the burnout. That's literally the empathetic burnout because I've cared so much about how you feel and how everything affects you that it got to the point where I can't. I genuinely do not have the energy to give towards your feelings or your situation anymore, especially when you don't give a fuck about me or my situation or any of the pain that I've been in, specifically pain that you've put me through, right? So there's such a complex scenario when you're trying to go through this because it is the empathetic emotional burnout on such a huge scale. And what's happening is that not only are women stepping back from just taking on these roles in their regular everyday dynamics, like I just feel like I'm seeing the women that are stepping back from emotionally exhausting friendships, family, definitely stepping back from these kinds of partners, emotionally draining bosses and other coworkers, like, and the crazy part is realizing that it wasn't just you, right? It was the fact that you were doing all of this in silence and that so many people were doing it in silence. Not only the women were doing it in silence, but the people that were doing it, letting everyone else take on their emotional fucking burdens without validation or credit to the people that were there for them, and then just going on their day being like, I feel great now. Thanks, bye. Hope you're doing great. And that was always accepted until women were just like, look, I'm just going to stop doing it. I'm just going to stop doing it. And the amazing part is it's working. It's working. And I learned something really helpful because someone put it this way, and it helped me because I think that there is a part of us that really felt like I just have to help this person. Hi, we did change things. We changed everything, okay? Because understanding that there were so many people, very specifically men, yes, I love men, but not the ones that did this, that were profiting and benefiting off of this invisible, silent, emotional labor. Whether it was somebody upset you at work and now your assistant's, oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You're still a big CEO. Don't worry. You're a good guy. And then they go off to their press conference and they're like, yeah, I'm a big CEO. I'm a good guy. And, you know, you didn't need that woman to do that. You didn't need that person to do that. You are essentially putting yourself at a disadvantage by not practicing these skills. And that's also what we learned over time. So I feel that we, yeah, but I feel that that is really where we started to learn the benefit of stepping away. And it's not necessarily only a benefit for me. And yes, I am doing things that are going to benefit me from now on. But in addition to the fact that I am going to spend my energy on me and it is going to make things better for me and my life, I also am learning that the people that I step away from and I give them the space to figure out what's going on with them, to cry it out, to simmer on it, to push it away, cope with it. I don't care. Those are your feelings. That still gives them the opportunity to grow. And it's not because I'm telling them how, it's because I'm letting somebody fucking figure it out on their own. And I'm also letting myself sit with the uncomfortable feeling of, I want to fix this. I want to fix this. I want to change this. I don't want them to be suffering. Yeah, I get it. I don't want to see people suffer. But I also don't want to make myself suffer in order to cut someone else's suffering short. That offer is not on the menu. So you can't order that. The kitchen won't make it. We don't have the ingredients. Out of that, 86. No, baby, it is really that serious. And as someone who developed a literal chronic illness, it will physically make you sick. It will change your health, it will change your life. And if at some point you're so struggling with anything, baby, and I want this to be such a wake up call if you're struggling with your health or your finances or something that is truly affecting the quality of your life, and for some reason you can't stop putting other people ahead of you, you're going to need your own intervention with you because that is serious and it is calling your attention. And you say to them, you get what you get and you don't get upset. That's one of my favorite ones. That's one of my favorite ones, especially because I worked in a summer camp and that's where I learned it. And it is incredible. The blessings will come your way if you put yourself first. And that part is so true. That part is so true. And you know what I love about that? Because I also want you to start to see that there is a beautiful, abundant part of the universe that responds to you taking care of yourself. Whether it's taking some time off from work, taking some time off from drama, stress, just deciding that you're going to do whatever the fuck you want from now on. The point is that when you decide to put yourself first, there are infinite blessings for you and everyone, even the people that you don't know. And I want you to hold on to that so much tighter than the idea that maybe there will be blessings if you sacrifice yourself. Okay? I'm going to make a highlight of that one because that was a good one. And I want you to just know that you benefiting yourself does benefit the world, because the world that exists around a version of you that actually takes care of themselves and does what the fuck they're here to do, yeah, infinite people are benefited from that. Imagine how many more people are benefited from the inspiration of who you are and how you become when you are unapologetically saying, nope, that's your problem, you deal with it. Nope, sorry, I already helped you with that once. Nope, sorry, we already went over this. If you don't want advice, you don't want solutions. Nope, sorry, we already, nope, nope, nope. And when you turn all of that onto you, even the people that you said no to, they go, oh, I gotta figure my shit out. Look at her. She figured her shit out and shit's going well for her. Okay, I can do that. And there will be way more people that say that than the people that say, fuck you, it's your fault. There will still be people that say, fuck you, it's your fault. But they say that to everybody, so it's okay, don't worry. Don't worry, they say that to everyone. No, seriously, it's not your fault. You're so welcome, and the universe is literally listening. Is literally listening. And there's this amazing thing. That's not mine. Send it away with love and light. True. And there's another saying that says, not my circus, not my monkeys. And that saying is because I didn't make this mess. I don't gotta go in it. I don't have to stay here and help you figure this out. I don't have to stay here and help you clean up your mess so that it's less mess for you to clean. You made it. And it's not to say that people are in their problems because it is intentional or it is something doing of their own, but there are still people who are in their own patterns because they're supposed to learn something from it. And every time you come in and you rescue them, they don't learn that lesson. And essentially, neither do you. Not my circus. Yep, that's exactly it, sweetness. Exactly it. I'm glad you like that one. That's it. It really is simple, but not easy, right? And it can be easy when you put this into practice and when you continue to reinforce the knowing that when I put myself first, I get way more blessings than the maybe of blessings that I would get if I tried to sacrifice myself for somebody else to get their blessings. And there is no shortage of blessings. Only when you convince yourself that that is how it works, then you limit yourself. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you guys liked it. I'm gonna smoke a little bit because I've been talking really fast and a lot. Um, thank you, thank you. Likewise. Yeah. Okay. See, this is the amazing part where it's like I really feel like a lot of the time I'm straight up just talking about me. I'm talking about things that I've been through. I'm talking about experiences that I've had, revelations that I've had, and the way that I put it, the way that I like to word it. I hope that one other person says, shit, I went through that. That makes a lot of fucking sense. This person didn't want to deal with their own problems. So they said, hey, you deal with this. And because I thought that that was like a nice thing to do, I was like, oh, okay. And then they kept bringing me their problems until eventually I was like, girl, I do my own shit. And then eventually that person stopped having so many problems to bring to me. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. I love you. So, so sweet. Sending you so much love. Yo, this saved my life. So that was the entire point of sharing this because it has been a fucking battlefield to really get, yeah, it really does, because it really,
it really, it took a lot of separation to understand that my experience was real, is real, right? And I think that there's this thing that I feel that I do with my content that's just like I'm talking about my experience, and it naturally filters out the people that have never experienced what I'm experiencing. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. I'm gonna screenshot that, okay? Aw, you guys, I love you. Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. Yay. Mhm. Thank you for being here. You know, this channel's taught me a lot too. Taught me a lot too. Um, yeah, do what you love, man, and let yourself love it. Like, let it be everything that you want because you really do deserve it, and there's so much for you. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're saying that. That's that's all I want to do. That's literally all I want to do. And especially knowing that my my experience will only resonate with the people that have experienced what I have brings me so much joy. It's it's insane. Like I know there may even be an aspect of what I'm doing that you feel called to do on your own, and that I encourage so many people to do because one, content creation has been so healing for me. Being able to literally record the things that matter to me, or even just to think out loud, to remind myself that what I have to say fucking matters, to remind myself that my experience is valid and that there are people having other experiences that are like mine and I'm not alone and it's not just happening to me because I'm a bad person or I deserve some shit. Like that's a really big fucking deal. So me having that and being able to share that with other people is literally the whole point. It sucks being a Cancer in this spirit shift, dude. I feel for you. I'm sending you a lot of love. I'll put a little energetic blanket over you, my friend. um, yeah, yeah, I feel you because Mercury retrograde and Cancer, and then now this Saturn retrograde. I mean, maybe. Thank you, sweetness. Yeah, we're here for each other. It literally is me feeling the camaraderie with you guys the same way that you're like, oh fuck, she gets it. Like, seriously. Seriously. Yeah, we're here for each other. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Absolutely. Yeah, dude. But see, the crazy part is that, like, a lot of the time, I feel like, I kind of wish I wasn't so sensitive to energy sometimes. I'm like, damn, everybody that's like fucking oblivious to Mercury retrograde, like they sleep fine. They don't feel shit. Like everything's cool, they're feeling great. But then I'm over here being like, I feel like my skin is fucking crawling all day for weeks. And it's like that's why you need people who get it. Because trying to explain that or even just trying to exist without having to explain it every 5 fucking seconds is a big deal, right? Like to the people that you're like, literally, you're literally like, oh my God,
the retrograde. And then the people that fucking get it are like, dude, my sleep. And they're like, oh, my skin. And they're like, my jaw, my mouth, my muscles, and you're talking to people that fucking get it. And then you talk to somebody else and they're like, I'm sleeping fine. I don't understand. And then you're like, that's great. It really has been so crazy. It has been so crazy. So, you know, even just having people that can laugh about it with you or just just fucking get it. It really is it really is a big deal. And it takes putting yourself out there, and that's why a lot of people don't do it. That's why a lot of people stay in the lukewarm pool of like, I don't really like this stuff, but I don't want to. I don't want to try going anywhere else. I'm scared to venture. And my star has been reacting with my biggest seed. Cool. Connection is there. It has definitely been crazy. Most people are divorced from reality. That part. That that's such a good phrase. Divorced from reality. Wait, you said a couple of things I don't. You said some words I don't know, girl. Hold on. Enters star. I've heard that, but I don't know what it is. In reaction to my Vega star seed DNA. I know what star seed is. I don't know what Vega is though. Can you teach me? Wait, what does that mean? Antares star. I I mean I get what you're saying, but I want to get it more. you know, like, I want to know Antares stars. Hi Eddie, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, and you know what? We're doing great, especially for people that are so much more affected by our environment and our atmosphere. It is a daily reminder that the people who do know what I'm talking about are affected by it, and the people that don't know what I'm talking about would be affected by it if they knew what the fuck I was talking about. Antares doesn't like bullying. They guys like being a Vulcan. Cute. Spock from Star Trek. I even have points of elf ears. What? That's awesome. Somebody called me Spock because of my eyebrows. Antares doesn't like bullying. Cool. Me neither. I like it. Thanks for teaching me some new words. I love expanding my vocabulary. Ooh, not gonna lie, hanging out with you guys, smoking a little bit, pulling some cards, drinking tea, straight up like my favorite thing to do. Ooh, and I got some Jimmy Neutrons. Very cool. So you can see that. Nice. All good, Jessica. Thanks for joining, sweetie. I'll see you next time. It was so good talking to you. Have a great day in Australia. Or night. It might be nighttime. Yeah, it's about 7 o'clock here almost. It's the best commute. I feel that. Yeah, yeah. Bye. That makes sense. Good night. Mhm. See you in the next one. Thanks for joining. Yeah, y'all. Should I pull some more cards? Do you guys want to do a couple questions? See you next time. Yay! I'll do like a yes or no question each. Actually, fuck it. Yes or no questions are kind of boring, honestly. I'll give you 3 cards. I'll give you 3 cards each. One more. Whew, delicious. And I got this deck a long time ago, and I've never filmed with it. So I'm really excited. I just did a live on Instagram with it, and everybody loved it. And these cards are so cute. I did a brief live earlier, but then my mic cut out, so I'm gonna keep checking on that. Please let me know if anything happens. I have my other one charging, and I just charged this one too, so it should be good. But it's the Hocus Pocus deck, and they're so cute. So it's a little different, but it's fucking adorable. All right. Ooh, we got some popping out, so I feel like somebody's either typing a question or thinking of one. All right, so I'm not gonna get into anything yet. Okay, I'll give it another 20 seconds. Anybody wants to ask, we can pull a couple cards for you. If not, I can do a collective reading. And sometimes you guys are just like, that was what I was gonna ask. So I'm like, okay, perfect. All right, ready? Okay. What are we gonna read on for the collective today? I feel like it's kind of basic. Like you literally just want to know what to do today or like this week. Let's see. What should we do today or this week for fun? For ease? Should I keep my Buddhist path and walk forward with the Yashua and Michi? Interesting. All right, let's go for that one instead. And maybe that is the question, just to do today and this week, right? Because your path is, and I say this as somebody who was a self-proclaimed Buddhist, but really stopped practicing so many things. So I just felt like, am I still a Buddhist if I don't? Right? And I think that there was an aspect of that that came from religious programming. I was in a Catholic school when I was younger. So I think there's an aspect of that that is phrased as duty and service and obligation to the practice and to the institutions and the establishments themselves, whether it's the exact
prayers or sermons that you go to, depending on how you use it, whether um, you go and you chant with other Buddhists or you have sessions by yourself. Um, I think this in general is is coming from a place of like, how will I feel later, right? And I think a little bit of what I said earlier is tying into this, where it's kind of just like, you don't necessarily have to anticipate birth for confirmation. You don't necessarily have to anticipate 80, 85, 55 what you're gonna want in the future. Excuse me. Wow. Birth for confirmation. Um yeah, I think you get in your head a little bit about the future, and 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 you're getting better about learning what fulfills you now is the only way to be fulfilled in the future. So I think the answer is yes with an asterisk. Like, practice what you want. I think the rigidity of feeling that it has to be this practice or it has to be from this practice is what makes you feel apprehensive to commit. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'll pull one more because I pulled two. What's the future looking like for my friend here? Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, we have more than one, but let's do it. Ooh. Huh? Okay. Oh. Yes. Yes. This is a yes. This is good for you. And I want to say that I think maybe even part of you knows that. 8808. I think part of you already knows that you might not even necessarily commit to something long term. I think the point is that you're curious about it now, and that is good for you. I think the fact that you are curious about other cultures or just even other religions, like so much so that you would actually practice, is beneficial to you. And the reality is that you won't know that something is right for you until you practice it. That's kind of just trial and error. And maybe there's a part of you that used to think that that was a mistake to get into. You feel like a pumpkin. I call my dog Pumpkinhead. It's kind of cute. He's got like this hair, got attitude and shit. He got an umbrella. It's gonna rain on that pumpkin head. He yeah, I think the joy of the journey, the exploration is something that you're drawn to. I'm getting a lot of wands. These are candles, but they're wands in this deck. And I feel like there is there is progress and maturity that happens through this exploration for you. And sometimes you think your way into it, and sometimes it is the scarecrow, yeah. And it is the ideas that come to you once you start to absorb different parts of other cultures, um, traditions,
and practices, because then it allows you to 654, and it allows you to curate your own thing, right? You don't necessarily have to copy and paste anybody's anything unless you really like it, right? And then even still, and I like to emphasize this. I repeat this message in my readings a lot. Even still, when you are inspired by somebody and you take their thing, or you take a little tweak from this and a little something from that, it is inevitably already yours. When you redo something, it is now still yours. Okay, so once you've realized that your experience of Buddhism is yours, right? And that your experience with how and when you choose to practice is up to you. And that's essentially when you'll really feel like you have the practice that fits you. We have a new moon in Aquarius now. I feel like that's kind of this Queen of Swords, where it is it's a unique way of thinking about how to find things that apply to you that can be customized, that are customized, because 656, because you you like the temptation, you like the molding things into your own. So yeah. So yes. Okay, that was a lot. I think I'm only gonna do one more, and I'm gonna clip a little bit of your reading because that was good. Mm-hmm. All right. That's so funny. That's probably why, actually, because Aquarius is like very analytical and almost alien sometimes. Like, thank you so much. Um, that you basically are like their exact opposite, right? And I'm gonna look that up because I think you might be close. You might be close. Um, where it is no, because Sagittarius is the opposite to Cancer. My bad. Too close. Um, because Aquarius, and I don't want to say that they like have trouble tapping into their emotions, but they're just not emotional people, right? So I think that there's a part of that that is going to spark curiosity when they meet Cancer, because it's ooh, that's a new card. Cool. Um, because you're opposites, right? You guys are so different.
Oh, I like this deck. This is so cute. My tummy's hurting. My tummy hurting. My tummy hurting. Tummy. Oh, stop hurting. I'm gonna burp probably. Probably just need to be burped in. Like a baby. I actually am a baby. Sometimes I forget. I'm just a baby that needs to sleep and sing songs and have nice books with pictures and crawl around on the ground. Hmm. All of that is very helpful to me, actually, as an adult. Excuse me. I tried to cover the mic. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Thanks for joining, everybody. That was cool. Yeah, I haven't done a long reading like this in a while. I'll leave these up so that you can revisit this one. So if you even want to like hear this reading again or whatever. Um, and then as always, personal readings are available at the top of my page. They are currently on sale and they sell out pretty fast. So grab them while you can. And you're welcome. And as always, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, darling. You're the best as well. Yeah. Oh my God. Nice. We did. Nice. Hmm. Hmm. Cool. When did that happen? Yay. Everybody. Thanks, everyone. I'm replying to your comments on here. So it's a little bright in my face. But thank you. You guys are the best. I love YouTube. What's going on? Oh my God, it's about to be 100 minutes. 100 minutes on YouTube. That's a long life. So cute. You guys are seriously so cute. I do. I do. Yep. 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 Very nice. Very, very nice. Nice. Cool. I like it a lot.
right, maybe we'll just hang out a little bit more. I have a nervous system repair subliminal on, so maybe you guys can hear that. It's by Violet Days. She's a great subliminal maker. And yeah, I like this one a lot. Yeah. Cool. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Yo, I just be smoking these joints. Dang, I thought I was gonna sneeze and I muted it and I didn't even sneeze. All right, y'all. My phone's starting to die. And it's been a nice long live. Thank you for joining, hanging out with me. Thank you for being here. And yeah, this one's gonna be up so you can see this reading again and everything. There was a reading at the beginning of this, I believe. Maybe not, because it was after a technical malfunction. I don't know. It'll be a surprise to us all. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for joining, and I'll be doing more of these possibly today or throughout the week. But yeah, I'll be posting some new stuff for you very soon. So I will see you soon.